Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we're gonna talk about 10 things you didn't know that girls find annoying when social dancing. So the way that I'm going to make this list is from the least common to the most common. So number 10, we're gonna start with number 10, which is not the most common, and that is when a guy spins a girl a lot. And you'll see this pretty often near the end of the song. And like, I don't mean a lot, I mean like a lot. Like a lot. Like they just, like a lot. It can be pretty annoying. I could see that as being a girl, you know. It's just one of those things where like, you don't have to spin me for 30 seconds straight, right? Yeah, so don't do it. Don't do it, guys. Don't spin the girl a ton of times. It's not, like, you think you're looking cool, maybe, but at the end of the day, you're not. And we've all seen that guy. We've all seen that guy that's like, you know, the end is about to come up at the end of the song, right? And they're like spinning, hoping to get the hit and like dip the girl. And that's another thing we'll get into next. But yeah, spinning a lot, just, you know, a few spins, it's fine. And it's fine if you want to do it, it's fine if it's part of your routine, but here we're talking about social dancing. So just be careful when you're doing that. Number 9 is dips. So the reason that girls would find this annoying is because most of the time the guys aren't even aware of their surroundings when they're tipping someone, right? So I know that we've all heard that horror story when someone's tipping a girl and all of a sudden maybe a shoe or like an elbow goes in the trajectory that the girl's at, and like, oh man, you hate to see that. You just hate to see that happen because like the girl gets injured, maybe she has like a, I don't know, she gets hit in the face or something worse might happen where you know, she can't dance for a few weeks. Dips, you know, you gotta be careful when you're doing them, guys. Like I've definitely seen a lot of guys that just throw in the dips whenever they feel like it. Maybe it's, you know, and sometimes it's part of the music and it's fine. But the thing is, like, the girls, they put a lot of trust in you when they're doing that, right? They're putting a lot of trust to make sure that you're aware of the surrounding, to make sure that they're gonna be okay. So the next one we're gonna get into is number 8, kissing on the neck. Now I was very surprised to hear about this because I didn't expect, like, I've heard every now and then that girls would experience like a guy kissing her on the neck, but I was just so surprised because, you know, for the most part I think that this is something that would be done by someone that's maybe they're not necessarily on the dance scene. Maybe they're there for a one night stand, or they're there for like just to hang out and grab drinks. Maybe they drank a little too much, but yeah, I was pretty surprised to hear that. Yeah, number 8, kissing on the neck. Don't do that, guys. That's just, it's like, why are you doing that? The next one, number 7, is talking too much or chatting. And this is quite common for people that are just starting to dance, where they don't know as many moves, so they'll start talking. But for the most part, like, girls are there to dance, right? And if we wanted to talk, we'd go to a bar or something else, or somewhere else. But yeah, I could definitely see this one being annoying when you're just trying to dance. And same thing for a guy, that definitely has happened to me, but usually it's with a beginner, like I mentioned before. So yeah, number 7 is talking or chatting too much. And number 6 is touching the hair or face. And this is something that I'll admittedly, I used to do this a few years ago, before my friend let me know, like, you know, not everyone likes that, first of all. And also, it's, from a girl's perspective, it's not even from a girl's perspective. As a guy, like, your hands, you know, they're touching a lot of different people, right? You're dancing with everyone that's in the club, and you don't want to touch someone's face or like their hair, you know, that's just, yeah. So number 6, touching the hair or face, don't do it, guys. And again, not everyone is as sensitive. You know, some girls that I've talked to, they don't care, but a lot of girls still care. So just avoid touching the hair or face. So number 5 is grabbing a girl and not asking them to dance. You just grab them by the hand and go onto the dance floor. So this is something that I've seen personally, and it's just like, why are you doing that? You know, it's, 1, it's rude, and 2, like, you should always just ask the girl to dance. So this is something that I have seen while I'm on the dance floor. It's just weird, you know, like, unless you're really close friends with that person, I would not do this. But the thing is, like, even with my close friends, I always ask them to dance. Unless, you know, we hear a song, we both kind of like look at each other and we know we're gonna be dancing with each other. But you know, those are few and far in between. So for the most part, you know, as a guy, just always ask the girl. Like, it only takes a second, and you know, without coming off as a jerk or just being rude, like this, yeah, just always ask a girl to dance. Okay, number 4 is sweaty guy. So this one is a little iffy because for the most part, you know, if you're out dancing, you know you're gonna sweat. You know you're gonna sweat, and it's a common thing, especially like, you know, if I'm dancing with a girl, yeah, she's sweaty, okay, whatever. But I think the difference is that if someone is like drenched in sweat, even as a guy, like if my hands are like on her back and I could feel like the drenched water just going down my hand, it can be pretty gross. It might be okay if you're both drenched in sweat. Just let's say you're at a studio and there's a ton of people there, and there's just like, it's to the point where like the mirrors are just dripping with water, and I have been to those places before. You know, in that case, it's okay, right? You're both sweaty, whatever. But for the most part, if you're at a dance club, you know, they usually have AC, so it's not gonna be that hot. But yeah, so, you know, as a guy, like if I'm dry and the girl's drenched, it's gross. Years ago, I knew that I was gonna sweat, right? Like I was that guy that like would dance until you know, I was sweaty. Like I'm there for dancing, and that's what I was gonna do. So what I used to do in the past was I would bring multiple shirts with me so that once I'm drenched, I'll go to the bathroom, I'll change shirts, I'll like dry myself off, and then put on the new shirt, and then I'll be fine, right? And that, you know, that's something that you could do to prevent this, right? If you know you're gonna be there to dance, and you know you're gonna get sweaty, just do that. That's an easy way to avoid being that sweaty, gross guy. So number 3 is hugging or being too close. So for the most part, salsa, you're like pretty far away, but bachata, you can be fairly close. You can be like within hugging distance, so like her face would be right here next to mine. So you'll get pretty close, right? But I think I know I've seen guys that like they're like hugging the girl, right? And for the most part, that's not necessary. You don't have to hug a girl, like you don't have to squeeze her, right? And depending on how tall the guy is and the girl's height as well, like when they're hugging, like the girl's face could be like right here, right? It just depends. But yeah, so don't, you know, that's something that you don't have to do. You don't ever have to like squeeze a girl like when you're dancing. And for the most part, it's actually hindering. I remember a few years ago, there was a girl that would squeeze my leg, my knee, because I don't remember why. I guess someone taught her to do that. Think of it as like, as a guy, I don't want a girl squeezing my knee because it's one, like, what are you doing? Like, first of all, what are you doing? Secondly, it's hindering my movements as well, right? So when I'm dancing, like, if I want to spin you now, I can't because you're hugging my knee. So yeah, number 3, don't hug a girl. You don't have to squeeze her, right? Like at any point in like bachata dancing, for example, you never have to squeeze a girl, and I'm pretty sure that's true for like zouk and kizomba as well. But yeah, so guys, don't do that. It's just, it comes off as annoying for girls. Number 2 on this list is teaching on the dance floor. So we've all seen that guy that's just teaching the girl on the dance floor, right? Okay, so first of all, there's a time and a place to teach, okay? There's dance studios for that, right? There's private lessons for that. A dance club is not the time nor the place to be teaching a girl to dance. Okay, if that ever happens, if you're a guy or a lead like dancing with a girl, and you can feel or you can tell that, you know, maybe this move is, you know, she doesn't know how to do this yet, she doesn't know how to follow this yet, then don't do it. Just don't do it. You don't have to stop and like show the girl. And I know for the most part, people that are watching this, you're not the kind of person that you're gonna do this. So it's, you know, like the people that need to hear this are not seeking the knowledge to hear it. So it's number 2, don't teach anyone how to dance on the dance floor. Okay, so number 1 on this list, which was surprisingly the most common thing, it just blows my mind, is smelly guys. And that includes like body odor, that includes smelly breath, that includes like smelly hair. It's just like, why would you not shower and be clean if you know you're gonna be interacting with other people? The same thing is true for the opposite sex, right? Like as a guy, I don't wanna dance with someone that smells, you know? And I feel like it's more rare for girls to have this problem, like for them to be like smelly or have like bad breath. But for guys, like, man, I feel bad for girls. But yeah, that's very surprising. And like one of the stories that I heard from a few of my friends is like when a few of these are combined, right? So when you have like a smelly guy that's hugging you a lot, like hugging you very close and then chatting with you, and you know, when you're dancing, you're breathing harder because you're dancing, right? It's an exercise. And it's just like, oh my God, I feel so bad for those people. But yeah, guys, make sure to take care of yourself. Hygiene is very, very important, especially when you're interacting in very close proximity to other people. You know, that's something that you should, I'll make another video about that, but man, that is very shocking to hear that's not, you know, that's very, very, very common. If there's anything that I missed, do let me know in the comments below. Curious to hear what other things girls find annoying. Guys, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.